edition of Mr. Nice Guy. I'm Ben Slowey. Today on the show, I have these two goofballs over here. We've got Trip, we've got Spice God. They are producers at Studio 21X, located right here down the street in River West. So thanks for being on the show, guys.
Sure. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, you didn't bring me any Qdoba. I'm kind of pissed about that.
Yeah, sorry. I gave you some of my chips though.
He did give me a couple chips, and they were like lime flavor. That's my
Qdoba
shit.
chips, man.
Yeah.
I'll just say Chipotle's better, but like Qdoba's chips, unrivaled.
But Qdoba is also like far more convenient because it's like right around the corner. Chipotle's a bit farther. But yeah, I digress.
Yeah.
How are your days today?
Busy.
Good. Just
Definitely
came from the
busy.
studio, we were just working.
Yeah, and I got some stuff after this, so.
Well,
keeping
We're just
busy.
really...
Thank you guys for booking me a slot.
Yeah, I mean.
This is so kind.
It was, last minute. We were supposed to be on
It
the
was.
17th, but
But Spice had to go to Minneapolis,
Yeah, I got to show
so
out there.
busy.
yeah. No, but I do appreciate you guys being
For
flexible.
sure, yeah.
So you wanted that.
I
You wanted that. All right. Yeah, that's your
Yeah, I don't drink.
that's your lit of choice.
Yeah, I don't drink. I really like that.
So why is that? Just curious.
I don't like the taste. It tastes really bad. I usually don't drink something if it doesn't taste good. That's why juice is my favorite drink. It's because it's the best tasting.
Man, yeah. Shout out Juicy Juice. Shout out Minute Maid. All the top name juice brands that keep Trip alive and well. Yeah, so here's what we talk about on Mr. Nice Guy Boys. We talk about love and fear. And I'm interested in how creatives use those driving forces to just kind of how that inspires them to, to master their craft and just how it reflects in their creative work. And you both are, you guys make beats, you guys, live to, you guys basically live at a computer all the time and are always, perfecting the right sound and just the right rhythms in order to, make something great. And I think, needless to say, it's a lot more, goes more into it than it looks. Right?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah.
Plenty behind the scenes. Even beyond the computer, really. The conversations in the room, the vibes, even the lighting, everything.
So it's like,
Adds to the music.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's also it's committing to a lifestyle as well. Like what's outside of when you're making the music, you gotta kind of put your life in, a situation where you're able to make the music you want to be making. And I think that's overlooked a lot where it's hard to be, you could do it, but it's hard to be working a full-time job and also be doing music because, that shit will take energy out of you and you need to be putting energy towards your music, which is the most important thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Side grinds are really hard to keep up with when you have, when on top of that you also have a primary
Vision.
yeah, a primary source of income or a day job, or if you're still in school, stuff like that can hold you back from making that progress. And I know both of you were in school for a while and then you chose to pursue this full time. What made it, where was kind of the turning point for each of you where you decided that you wanted to do this seriously and school just was not your, was not your destiny?
The turning point was probably, I was at Illinois State and I couldn't even get up for my 8 a.m.s.
Yeah.
I was missing my 8 a.m. maths and I couldn't do it. So I was I cannot do something that mandates that I need to be somewhere at a very specific time unless I want to be there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that was a big turning point. And I tried school after university. I tried community college, but nope. I tried doing music there and I couldn't learn anything new at all. So I was it's way more efficient if I just learn it myself and do it. Fuck it.
Yeah, where it's you feel you're kind of the type of person that you won't make the effort to like understand or learn something unless like you
It's
really see yourself drawing benefit from it.
Yeah,
Like unless it's like you can actually apply it to your life.
literally.
Yeah, no, totally. How about you, Spice?
Well, he's talking about missing 8 a.m.s. I could not get up till like 1 p.m. Like it was for me. It was just like I felt like, I mean, in a period of going to school, like I went to 2 different schools. I tried about 4 different majors. I was an accounting major. Like I tried so much shit, and like every time I thought I found what I wanted at the end, it was really like there was kind of just this thing in the background. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what was making me not want to do it, but around last May, so like May 2018, I started hanging out with like Trip and a few other people that were involved in music, and I was like realizing that what it was just music the whole time. Is that like I've been producing, but like I wasn't doing it seriously, and I was like, this is what I need to be doing seriously. This is what I actually care about.
Change the gears.
But
Yeah.
you looked forward to it even on top of school. It's like
Yeah.
that what you looked forward to was like making music. At the end of
Making
the
music
day.
has always been what I cared about the most. I mean, I've been playing drums since I was like 9, playing guitar since I was 10. Like I've been doing music my whole life, just about. And it's just like producing since I was about 13 years old. Like I was in middle school just doing that shit, and all the way into college, I was just like, it was a hobby to me. And there was just a point where, you know, it had been a long time I'd been doing this thing, and it kind of just was like, why is this a hobby? Why am I not doing this?
Yeah.
And I just like, part of it was maybe just like, you know, obviously it's, you're gonna want to doubt yourself on like something like music, because it's like harder to do, it's harder to succeed, and less guaranteed. You can go get a degree and you can go get a job, and like that's solidified, like you know you have a good shot.
Yeah.
But with music, you really gotta like jump off the edge of the cliff and be like, this is what I want to do.
Don't be afraid to put yourself
Yeah.
out there.
Right. Yeah.
So for myself, it was really, I think it's a big part of it is about surrounding yourself with the right people. You gotta surround yourself with people that like know what you're doing and can like tell you like, look, like you're doing this right, you're doing this wrong. Like you gotta just be surrounded by people that will advise you on what to do. And I was lucky enough to find people that told me like, look, you need to do this. Like you need to take the chance here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's what I did.
Totally. Well, respect, because I think like yeah, like especially because like you know in the creative industries, like we're conditioned to see success in that realm as unattainable. Like we think of like how like it's kind of like, you know, it's how we're brought up, it's how we're conditioned to feel. You know, we get put in categories. You know, you're either good at English, or you're good at math, or you're good at science, whatever, like as you're growing up going to school, and then you know, you're supposed to go to college, study what you're good at, and then get a job, like you said, right out of college. And like, you know, things like the things that people growing up dreamed of being, like whether it's like a star athlete or a successful recording artist or some other celebrity in some form. Like we're kind of taught to think that that's never gonna happen, you know. And in some ways, like it kind of like humbles you and puts you in your place, but it also like, if that is really like how you like envision yourself and like what you see yourself, like where you kind of question like how it's unattainable. It's like, why? Like I want that. I want to experience that. I want that to be my reality. It's like, okay, like the thing that they don't tell us is that like you can, but you have to work really hard and put a lot of energy towards it. But that energy that you put towards it is gonna take energy away from doing things in the meantime, such as going to your job or going to class at 8 a.m., you know? And
Especially if you're up till 4 or 5,
right.
just doing whatever.
I
I
think
mean, I wasn't making music back then like that, but
I think there are people that have like careers and are happy with their career, and that's what they do.
And we need people like
Yeah,
that in this world.
But there's also a lot of people that I think, are very quick to put themselves into this box of like, oh, this is what I need to do because it's safe.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, there are people out there that are talented enough to make it in the entertainment industry, and you've just got to have like a certain factor to do it, and you've got to be able to be persistent and keep going with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be comfortable with the idea that you might not have much money for the first bit of your young adult life, and that's the reality of it. You'll have friends that I got friends right now that are graduating this spring. They're gonna have jobs, and they're gonna be getting their salaries, and that'll be that. And I'm gonna be still out here trying to do my thing, and that's just kind of like what you gotta accept and what you've gotta be willing to do.
Sure. Yeah. So that being said, so you both are, you produce like pretty much as like your source of income now.
And engineering.
Yeah, recording engineering.
I should
I'd
say,
say,
yeah, I should say,
Good
I suck at
mixture.
I suck at differentiating all
The
this
different
stuff.
types. Yeah, there's engineering, being a recording artist, producing.
Because I consider myself more of a producer. Like at the end of the day, like I want to be a producer, but as of now, like I think like coming up is engineering is a fantastic way to make money.
Sure.
Everyone out
And a
here
way to
needs,
meet different artists too.
yeah, and to meet people and to network. Engineering is just like a great thing to learn.
Engineering is just basically like working,
Recording.
yeah, bringing the vision of the artist to
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
And then,
Mixing it.
yeah, sure.
So all these people come in like they have the lyrics written down, they have the beat. They just need to like make it sound good,
Make
Yeah.
it happen.
and that's where we come in.
Of course. So you guys are essentially making music as
Yeah.
your income. Is
Yeah.
a more broader way to put it. So you both have different answers, but where do you feel like people started noticing what you were doing and like decided and were like, hey, like you're actually like this guy's good.
I feel like for me it was once people would look at me and I don't know what they'd think, but once they'd hear like the work I do or like the music I made myself, it would be like a flip switches in them. They instantly want to mess with me. And I don't really have like an answer to that, but like besides the fact that like I had to show and prove, basically.
Well, you were also a hip hop artist for a while. Are you still doing that much?
Yeah,
Sure.
definitely.
And you're doing that on the side, and like I know you performed a couple times.
Recently, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Definitely planning on releasing music right now.
Well,
Yeah.
Trip's got some heat involved.
Does he?
Definitely some Spice God productions in there.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Yeah, that's gonna be a blend of spice.
Yeah.
How about you, Spice God?
What was the question again?
So
When did
where
people start
where did people start noticing what you're doing?
About like a little under a year ago, like once I started actually showing my music to people, because the honest truth is that from about the first 7 years of my production, I wasn't working with artists. I was like more working on electronic music, doing stuff independently. I would play songs like living at my parents' house in high school. I'd play shit for my mom and my brother, and that would be my audience.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have, and they didn't know anything about music, so I didn't know people that could be like, wait, this is actually good, or like, I never had that kind of feedback. And about around a year ago, like I started kind of like getting more into like, I had been doing EDM, but like I was getting very influenced in doing more hip hop production, and people started taking notice of that.
And the
Guys-
Sriracha costume.
Yeah, that too.
And
Yeah.
the Sriracha
Around that same
costume.
time, like I came up with the whole idea. Like I've definitely had, my fair share of, performing names for doing music.
Monikers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Spice God just kind of like took on a life of its own, and like people fucked with it.
Do you actually
And-
like sriracha sauce?
Yeah, I
'Cause
do.
It's like my favorite sauce. Sriracha.
He's got it clipped on his backpack at all times.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
does.
I love spicy food.
It's one of the best ones. But put it in dinner, anything. I started putting sriracha on pasta. Shit's fire.
Exit goes crazy.
Yeah.
Like from breakfast.
But really, it's
Definitely
just
goes
like,
crazy.
it was just like about that I hadn't looked for people to like give me that kind of feedback, And after, you know, around 7 years of doing this, I was like, okay, maybe now's the time to see.
Yeah.
And I just got kind of put in that situation. And luckily, like, people were like, yo, what? Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you not doing this more? And I was like, so from there, it's just kind of been like, I just started doing it. And, you know, now I'm in a situation where people that I listen to and, like, respect will, like, be recognizing what I'm doing. That's always a good feeling to have.
It's one of the most like assuring things of all time. When
Yeah.
the people that you listen to start listening to you, and they're like, "Shit, like maybe I can learn something from you." Chip, you also took like a pretty big risk, like, because I know that, like, you know, you came to Wisconsin, and like, you know, you were living on our couch for a while back at the J3 Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the
I
ground.
heard they're renting again, new renovated one.
Yeah.
Are they? Oh, well.
Old space.
Maybe I should.
Watch out, J3V2 come.
Nonsense. No, I refuse to do business with them again. But anyway, so like you did, like, when you came to Milwaukee, like,
Yeah,
you
definitely big risk.
you took a big risk.
I went from a regular job to making $5 an hour out of a fucking apartment bedroom size studio.
Yeah.
Smaller than an apartment bedroom, like a big closet, like a walk-in closet.
It was a booth of sorts. That was a studio. So like, and so like with that, like, you know, was it intimidating, like, coming here? And no, you felt comfortable right away?
It's even more comfortable when it's like a new place. It's like nobody fucking knows who I am. I went from being in a place where everybody knew me from a long time ago, plenty of people like you, to...
Oh yeah, Tripp and I went to high school together.
Yeah.
Shout out HF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so I went to a place where nobody knew me, so I can be whoever I wanted. And plenty of people always say, like, they like really don't know a lot about me besides like my name and stuff, and it's like I try to keep it like that. At the same time, I can't get too personal with anyone, but like a lot of people don't even know my first name.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that is like the goofiest thing, is that, like, yeah, like I always knew you by. It was funny because, like, yeah, like in high school, like, you know, when I started becoming friends with you, like, yeah, you were like just this quiet dude I knew that smoked weed, and you dated one of my friends, but then down the line, like, you know, I found out that, you know, you're taking music seriously, because I remember, like, also Tripp did win the HF rap battle our senior year.
True.
He did, which was cool. It's just crazy to see from then to now, because, like, I remember it was funny, you know, the rap battle was funny, and it was entertaining.
It was literally for $100
Yeah,
too.
yeah, the purpose.
I
$100?
Yes, I was like, bet, and I took it to Navy Pier and just like bought out a Navy Pier.
Yeah, man, you said I'm going to
I
I'm going to Bubblegum Strip Co.
Hey, shout out Bubblegum.
Yeah, no, that shit's fire.
First time I ever had them was Hawaii. That shit was cold.
True.
That was a vibe.
So, it's just been cool to see you, I guess, just transpire. Like, how you were, like, you know, you're just this, like, goofy kid in high school that could also rap, and then now it's like, you know, you are actually, like, pursuing this, like, you know, full time, like, you know, you do this you've made this your life. And it's also weird to see, like, friends from high school and how, like, being in the same environment as people that, like, were strangers when I came here in Milwaukee, and now it's like you work amongst, like, everyone, all my friends know who you are.
Yeah.
It's always, like, a really interesting thing to see. But and now it's like I never see you anymore.
Yeah.
Because you're always cooking.
I'm always busy. You seem busy too, though. So.
I stay in here as much as I can.
Yeah.
So anyway, so let's talk about a little bit about your guys' material coming out.
I have a couple singles dropped, one featuring Spice God actually. That's doing numbers. It's about to hit 10K on Audio Mac.
Wow.
That's dope.
You guys collab together, and
we
guys.
We collab plenty.
Wow, that's cute.
We still need to drop. We still need to drop ice cream on them.
Yeah.
Plenty of
People
know
are
about
ice
ice
cream.
cream.
Bro, they don't even know.
No, I try not to be corny and say this shit, but people really don't know what this shit is. This song we made, like, is hard.
Okay. Well, I'll believe it when I see it, Bucko.
Oh.
I said Bucko. Sure. Well, yeah. Spice, what are you working on? I know you made it to the second round of the Cream City Beat Battle. That was.
I got second place.
Yeah, he made it to the last.
Excuse me. That's what I meant. Second.
The finals.
You made it to second. You made it to second place of the Cream City
Yeah.
Beat Battle, and you. So
Worst game ever.
I'm actually about to be in Big Beat as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Big
So I got
beat.
that coming up on the
First
23rd.
round. Of
First battle.
So you were beat up by Godzilla, and he is a very prolific and very
OG.
long-running DJ. Like he's been making music of
He's a beat battle
yeah,
legend in
yeah, yeah,
and the Midwest in general.
yeah.
Like,
Like he's a god in that realm. So I mean, it's
Godzilla, yeah.
literally. So
But I'm Spice God.
Oh.
wow. Either way, it was just a war of gods.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Actually, damn.
It really was. It was
I
the
didn't
war
think
of
about
gods.
that either. I don't think anyone thought about that shit.
Except for you.
Right now.
Yeah, but with little help from y'all. So,
Yeah.
so like he spoke very highly of you. I interviewed him for Breaking and Entering after the battle, and like he said, like he was just saying, like you had your beats and drops and everything was just all in the right. He just said everything was all in the right place. And I mean that has to speak a lot coming from somebody who's just so tenured in the scene. So like, what did that whole experience like mean for you, like personally, like with your brand and stuff?
Well, I think like as a producer, it's very hard to like have positive feedback on your stuff and like be getting that kind of feedback to push you forward. Unless you're actively working with artists and like have people like, oh, this is good. So for the beat battle, that was like first real public opportunity to kind of showcase what I'm doing and be like, hey, this is me, like check it out. And to have people respond in that way was incredible. Especially having people like Godzilla reach out to me afterwards and like tell me that he really thought I did well. It meant a lot to like have people be coming up to me after the beat battle and be like, wow, like I really liked you, like your beats were amazing.
Yeah.
And there were like so many other great producers.
Yeah, there were a lot of producers that are very talented.
Yeah.
Definitely like a couple that I've worked with since then. And
Shout out Wabi Beats. He lives downstairs from me. Yeah.
Yeah, there were some dope producers there. I've worked with a couple of them since then. Hoping to work with more of them too.
I was gonna ask if like that opportunity set up like collaborations.
Yeah, I've definitely worked with like a couple producers from the battle. I get to get in a room with Godzilla, but I mean, Spice God and Godzilla, Spice Godzilla, that might be pretty crazy.
You hear that, Godzilla? You heard it on the record. You'll gotta be in the same room sometimes when you're not in a beat battle.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to be up. He's in Big Beat as well.
Oh, word?
So we're still competitors.
Yeah,
Wow.
you can't give up the sauce.
Yeah, I can't.
We're not friends yet.
We can't be friends yet, but we'll see.
We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah. After getting second place in that one, I got a little chip on my shoulder, so I'm determined for this one.
Yeah, no,
It's a
absolutely.
little different setup, with the week by week battles.
Yeah.
Rather
So-
than all in one night.
So you've done a lot of DJ sets and events as well.
Yeah.
Like with like DJ Mondo and everything. Shout out DJ Mondo. So like I had BG Good now because he's on the show a couple episodes ago, and we had a lengthy discussion about I forgive you. We had a lengthy discussion about like just the letting the energy dictate what you do on stage, and just like how it's very like just like how the seamless nature of it can be like it can be like intimidating, sort of.
Mhm.
Do you feel that like do you feel like a lot of pressure like before you like go up on stage and like deliver a set?
Well, I think as a DJ, it's a little different because
Mm-hmm.
as an artist, you're performing your own catalog.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. As a DJ, you're kind of doing what works in that situation.
Yeah.
And I mean, I did a lot of shows at the Miramar with the Mondo's House shows, and like I was still kind of newer to doing performances, and for a while, like wasn't quite getting the hang of like how to do stuff. I feel like I was thinking about it too much, and I was thinking about like what do I need to play for this specific show? It's a Mondo's House. What do I need to play? What's Mondo playing? Like what am I doing? And I think the most important thing as a DJ was when, you know, a month or two back, I was doing a set and I wasn't quite prepared for the set because like I had, it was like a set that I was only supposed to be doing this much during the show, and then it's like, oh well, you got more time now. And when I just kind of like was playing music and playing what I liked and like just feeling it, I think that was like when it kind of flipped the switch and I realized like how to really be feeding off of a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I think it definitely like people be like, oh, it's very easy to DJ, but there's a certain level of like understanding, like feeling the vibes that comes with that, and like that's really what makes the difference. Is like if you're in the moment and you're playing stuff that like makes sense, it doesn't matter like if you're doing it right technically necessarily. It's just really about like creating a vibe, and that's how it is in the studio as well. It's all about creating a vibe. That's really all music is.
Yeah, no, that is true. Like, it's like you wouldn't play like a really like sad acoustic ballad, like, you know, when you're hanging out with your friends that try to, when you guys are supposed to be having fun. It's like you listen to that shit when you're like reflecting on the failures of life, you know. Like no, music is it's all relative to your surroundings and just like the various like components of your environment, and like, you know, that I feel like, because like I like to go on walks a lot and like have my headphones in,
I feel that.
and I just close out the rest of the world and I listen to my music. I like to go out into nature a lot when I do that. Chip, you like performing?
Yeah, it's definitely lit as long as it's like under the conditions that I enjoy most. Like I like having live auto-tune a lot when I perform because I record with auto-tune, so it's just fun. I get to play with the melodies, do it different when I perform. I can hit harmonies and shit, but I'm not so lucky to do it every time. So shows I don't have auto-tune, I'm a little less what's the word? Confident in it.
Yeah.
Because I have to perform it differently, but I still run with it either way. But yeah, it's like a good kind of nervous that you get.
Yeah.
The kind that you need to feel.
An excited, a positive nervous.
It's just literally like it's an adrenaline that it gives you, honestly. It's like a high, like at the end of it. You just feel like, that was fun, that's intense. And there's moments in the show, obviously, where if your show has peaks and troughs and all that, like when you just stand there and see everyone there, like that's always a really good experience. Just like look at each person one by one and like look at who's there.
It's like
some familiar faces sometimes, and then
you especially notice the ones you don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, those people like they all came, you know, they took a risk for themselves, like going out to something not knowing like who you are.
Yeah.
And they took that risk. They spent money to come, and they made it out, and to see them like just genuinely enjoying themselves and like being happy, like, I mean, that's like just that's beautiful. I mean, it makes it reaffirms you definitely too.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm gonna shut it.
I think one thing is though that like a lot of times when you're starting off, like you'll be opening for other artists, and a lot of people there are more so rather to see them than you. So like
that makes the performance more fun sometimes.
So sometimes you just gotta, like, it took me some time to kind of just like accept that and be like, look, they're not here for me, but like I'm
feel
still
like-
gonna do what I can to like
I
try
feel
and
like-
like make them fuck with me.
I feel like you have less at stake as an opening artist,
Yeah.
so it
Mhm.
kind of makes it more fun at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Like
Yeah.
they're not there to see you. So if they don't like your performance, then you know
And it gives you a time
it's
to
not
set
like
an
they were
impression.
disappointed.
Right. Yeah, no, that's true. But then, like, if they do enjoy it, then they'll come out to see you more.
Exactly.
Or, like, they'll actually, like, start
Yeah.
putting you on the radar.
Exactly.
So, that being
100%.
said, you opened for Kosher Dills.
That was a long time ago.
That was a really long time
That was
ago.
before Spicy God existed.
Yeah, was that when you were just, like,
Yeah, I was doing like electronic music and stuff.
that was when you were still...
Yeah. Actually, no, that wasn't my first show. My first show was in middle school at like a community center, and like 4 people showed up.
For real?
Yeah, that was like me and my friends DJing dubstep in middle school, and yeah, that was my first show ever.
Wow.
that was my first show, and literally 3 people came, so that was fun time.
Well, those are 3 people that never forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. So like moving forward with like what you guys are on now, it's like spicy to know that like you said, when I initially asked you to do this episode, like you had mentioned that like, you know, this summer was gonna be pretty monumental. So
Yeah.
I want to know, I guess, what you mean.
I mean, by monumental, I mean I really haven't dropped any music up to this point. Like, I'd like to say that like at this point there are a decent amount of people within the Milwaukee music community that know who I am and like know what I'm doing. But right now I'm just kind of this guy who's produced a couple of tracks for a few people. I got not even too much out right now. I've got a couple tracks dropping soon with Nile and Budadar. They're
Shout
both-
out those guys.
Yeah, they're both cold, but I got stuff like that coming out. I work very frequently with Lucian Parker. We
Shout
do a
out
lot
to
of work
Lucian.
together. So we got, I'd say like we've probably got the most tracks in the vault of anyone I've been working with. But aside from that, I'm looking to kind of release my own music and you know venture more into being an artist rather than a producer. Not that I'm gonna be singing on the tracks or anything, but I'm gonna be kind of you know taking that next step because I think a lot of times people will, like as a producer will be kind of hesitant to take the spotlight.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
I think that I can craft a sound that will be unique and kind of like speak for itself. That like I don't need to be singing on the track or rapping or doing anything. Like I'm gonna have people on my tracks and I'm gonna make the vision come to life. And I'm gonna capture a vibe.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about earlier with the show. Like it's really all about capturing a vibe in music in general.
Yeah. Where do you guys like as and not even I'm not even gonna no I'll say producing because that mostly applies to this question. What do you know like enough is enough for the day? 'Cause you guys will be up late.
Sometimes if I get a headache, definitely plenty nights where I'll go home with a headache, just at the end.
Yeah.
But also just if I can't keep my eyes open anymore, straight up, low key. Yeah.
For me, I'd say it's not really enough is enough for the day. I kind of take production as more of like blocks of like days at a time.
Progress.
Yeah, like you know, this
And
past
he locks in for like a weekend,
Like
or
this-
like 3 days worth.
this
4
this
days
past
worth.
week from what like Tuesday through Sunday, I've just been kind of like working on music, locking in all day, every day. That's been the focus. And then I think like Sunday night, I was like, all right, now I've been working so hard this week. I got this big folder like demos I've recorded. Like now let me sit back and relax for the evening and like take a little break and then restore. And then we get back to work on Monday.
Mm-hmm. It's good to increment that.
Yeah. I really treat it kind of like a work week where it's just like I'm working for this period of days nonstop, really.
Yeah, totally. What would you say, both of you, like, do you think that, like, thus far, what do you feel like has been, like, a defining moment for you in your music career that just kind of reminded you, like, why you're doing it?
Almost hitting this 10K. I mean, that's exciting.
Really?
Yeah.
So, what will happen once that's achieved?
I don't know. More music to drop.
Yeah. Fair. Well,
I have so many songs. I have at least 10. Like, no, I can't even tell.
what do you like to write about? Travis Love.
Lost love, just about myself. how I feel about certain things, how I feel about people, how I feel about, I don't know. You'd have to listen to each song individually really to get the picture.
Yeah,
But
totally.
yeah.
Where do you feel like you draw like the most emotion from in your life, like that like just inspires you to go harder?
Complicated relationships.
Yeah.
It's like you can love so many people and like it's never really just simple, you know? Not like sometimes I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
We can cut most of this. But
No, I mean that's no, it makes sense. I think.
Yeah.
Sure. What about you, Spice? Like, how would you like back to the original question? Like, you know, the defining moment that reminded you that you do what you do.
I feel like there's not a defining moment. It's like defining moments constantly, and that's really what I feel like there needs to be, because it's really always ups and downs in music, and there's gonna be days where you're like, wow, I'm on top of my shit, like I'm doing really well, like this person like this beat I made for them or whatever, or like I did this really nice mix, but then there's gonna be days where you can't do anything, and you just kind of gotta count on like looking at constant things and looking at the little things and like those little, you know, things that you did, and like saying, wow, I did this, let's keep going.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like one big thing, because I feel like if I put it on one big thing, like I can't sit there waiting for big things to happen. I need to like, I need to be cool with like little steps and like little pieces being where I'm at.
To lead up to
Yeah.
it. Yeah, for sure. No, I totally agree. All right, we're gonna close out. Closing questions. What keeps you up at night?
I keep myself up at night a lot. Like, I don't know. If there's a reason I can't sleep at night, it's probably because I'm thinking too much about like life and shit. Self-doubt type shit.
Yeah.
Saying it's the end of the day. Maybe I didn't accomplish as much as I wanted to in one day. I'm sitting there just thinking, why didn't you accomplish that today? Like, what was the factor? Like, and maybe I did accomplish enough, but I just felt like I didn't. But there's like everyone has like the voice in their head that tells them like,
It's that imposter syndrome.
literally.
Yeah.
But
Spice, what keeps you up at night?
Like Trip, I mean, it's really just like thinking. I think a lot. Like, I'd like to think that a lot of people, especially in the entertainment industry, think a lot and overthink things. And like, I've got to catch myself sometimes. But like, at night is one of the times where I can't really do much, aside from fall asleep to stop myself from overthinking. There's nothing to distract myself from thinking about the stuff. During the day, you can, go do whatever and not think about it. But at night, you've kind of got to deal with what you're thinking about, whatever's going on in life. And I definitely like feel like there's just a lot to think about in life in general, and like,
Especially once you've undergone so many
Yeah.
radical
Yeah.
changes like
Yeah.
over the last couple of years.
yeah. I mean, I've definitely kind of like switched up a lot of what I'm doing, and like constant uncertainty, especially in doing something that you're uncertain about where you're going to be at, the ups and the downs. It's going to like affect you. You're going to be thinking about it late at night, and that's just kind of why a lot of times late at night I'll take like a walk. I'll clear my head. I'll listen to some music I made without thinking about like, oh, that's my music. That's honestly sometimes when I like hear a song I did and I'm like, I don't know it's really where I want it to be until I'll take like a late night walk, like probably like 2 a.m. or something because I can't sleep, and I'll just like walk to Walgreens or something, 24/7. Shout out Walgreens.
Dude, yeah. Honestly, shout out the Oakland and Locust Walgreens.
I go to the one on Brady.
No, well,
Yeah.
I got my prescriptions from there.
But I'll just walk there late at night. They know me. I'm there like lots of nights, just like walking there. I'll have my earbuds in. I'll be listening to a song, and I'll just be like at peace.
God, comma Spice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my therapy.
There you go. What puts you to sleep, Trip?
What puts me to sleep? That pussy.
I'm so fucking mad at you
Up
right
top.
now.
Playing a video game or something. I don't know.
What are the sound of other people playing video games?
Hell no.
Like,
I'll watch a movie or something to put myself to sleep.
you didn't fall
But,
asleep to
like-
Brock playing Fortnite?
I've fallen asleep producing a few times, but normally, yeah, usually I just, like I said, pussy and video games.
Spice will put you to sleep.
Honestly, shit, I don't know, like melatonin.
Yeah.
Because in reality, it's like I feel like it's kind of hard to sleep nowadays. That's just how it is where I'm at. But not too much puts me to sleep aside from really like.
Sometimes I'll smoke a blunt.
I-
Till I go to sleep.
I thought that was gonna be your answer, actually.
Sometimes I really will go out of my way just to smoke a blunt just to go to sleep.
The truth is, like I was talking about earlier, where like I will work for periods of days and then like take this rest period. I feel like I don't really let myself sleep until I feel like I've like done enough to like earn that sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And if I haven't been working hard enough and I'm like not feeling good about where I'm at, then like I'm not gonna let myself sleep.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just kind of damn near punishing myself for like not working hard enough. But like
You said no.
yeah,
Bad.
it's just like I won't let my body go to sleep because I'm like I need to accomplish something.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. We've all been there. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you for being on the show.
What? Do that with me. You were going for like a handshake. No, I wanted to do a dab, and you went for a handshake with me.
Well,
Yo,
That's
dap
all-
me up again.
That's some bullshit.
you get my left hand. Studio 21X. These guys, you can find them there any time of day.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram, Studio21X, Facebook, Studio21X.
How would you follow us on Instagram?
Yeah, you can follow me, trip.yuh, Y-U-H.
Follow me.
Yeah.
My socials are Spice God with a 0 instead of an O. Spice G0D. Because Spice God was taken, bro. Someone took it.
Oh.
I'm gonna get it one of these days.
Oh, you're on that. All right, thanks for watching, Mr. Nice Guy. We'll see you next time.